Welcome to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast, where world-changing spiritual entrepreneurs come to deeply awaken the power within to bring forth their greatest purpose, to create massive awakened impact for millions of souls around the planet, while enjoying being in tune with all life and real wealth in all aspects of their lives. I'm your host, Daniel John Hanneman. Hey, and welcome everybody. I'm so glad to be here with you today. It's time to claim your opportunity to deepen and let go. And so we're grateful for the opportunities that we have during this time. It's an exciting opportunity right now on the planet where everything is ready for the leaders that are willing to step up. You, the spiritual entrepreneur, coach, healer, way sure that you are. And believe it or not, although you may feel a little hesitant, still not ready to take to the next steps or go to the next level, the fact of the matter is that you are ready. And today I'm going to talk about that and how you can soar to do all the great work that you want to do, and also to allow yourself to enjoy creating a livelihood that provides you with incredible financial abundance to the tune of millions of dollars, whether that's millions over a period of years or millions per year. I'm going to talk about all those scenarios, okay, both scenarios. So let's go ahead. We're going to dive in just a moment. Do you want to meditate and make money? Let it be simple. Let it be easy. Let it be fun. Go to yoursacredpurpose.com and get your free Meditate, Make Money meditation today. Let's get right to it. Are you seriously desiring to make millions of dollars in your business? Go right to the cash, okay? So where are you in your business right now today? Let's get in nitty-gritty first. Are you making, thousands of dollars a month even in your business per month? Where are we right now? Where are you? Do you even know your numbers? Some people don't even know their numbers. So first thing is to know your numbers, not because you don't want to get attached to your numbers, so to speak, but you don't want to tune out to them either. So you want to know your numbers. So one key of a number of keys I'll talk about today, I'll count them out as I share them with you, is are you tracking? Are you taking a look at your numbers? Okay, so that's key number one. The number two thing is something that a lot of people probably bristle at, but you need to make a huge priority to make sales and make money. Any other business, that's just common sense. When it comes to people doing their sacred purpose, doing their big work in the world, often we start letting that take a back seat to the bigger vision and the bigger purpose that's wanting to happen through us. And there's a correctness to that, absolutely. But often we're not paying enough attention to the sales. So, because it's both simultaneously. We need to focus on sales, because how are we making the difference? How are we delivering our leadership? How are we delivering our impact? How are we delivering our services? If we're not focused on how we can make more sales, because otherwise, you only go so far. You can do so much for low price or for free, and then eventually you're going to reach limits as to how much impact and success you can have without stacking the sales, stacking the cash, allowing people to have the opportunity and the honor to invest in themselves with whatever it is that you have to share in your business, whether it's a coaching and healing business or some other sort of business that they're contributing to what is likely a cause-based sort of business, or in the value of whatever your business provides. So the number two key is, believe it or not, this is one that spiritual entrepreneurs need to hear, is that you actually make a big priority of sales. I remember many years ago when I was ascending with my business, and I hadn't, gone into the multi six figures quite yet, I believe at the time. But as I was ascending, I remember becoming judged, by those that were not ascending so much. So the word on the street is Daniel's all about the sales, that became something that was judged. And that was actually something that for many, many years, well, it took many years for me to let that bother me. I just kind of laughed at it at the time. I'm like, of course I'm in business. Of course I'm focused on sales, you know? So, but it took me many years to get to a place where I started letting such messages affect me, you know? And so when that time came, I started letting it affect me. What happened? My sales dropped. My sales started to drop because I started at some level, not just that one message, but many other messages I got. Oh, we need to be really conscious about how we do business. We need to be really careful about how we do sales and get really careful, really careful. And, you know, are you doing anything that might be a little too persuasive or a little too this or a little too that? And be so careful. And before you know it, and it's all about helping people. It's all about service. Just be in your heart. Just be enlightened. Just be this. Just be that. And for me, that was not great for my sales. That was not great for sales. Was it good in other ways? Maybe. Maybe it woke me up to some other aspects that needed attention. That's possible, but it was not good for sales. So I do think it helped me establish a firmer foundation in my maturity and in my root and in my stability and my energy. That was part of it. Let me taking a step in, I want to say, rather than back, is more like step in, exploring things more deeply and maturing in this way. So rather than the part of me that it was a little over energized around just cranking out the sales, you know. So this maturity really is serving a foundation for more sales, but sales needs to be a top priority, you know. The service of your clients, number three, is service of your clients needs to be exquisite these days, okay, in my opinion. Shoddy service is not going to cut it, you know. So that's not going to be sustainable. You can only do shoddy service so long, and yeah, you could still make a lot of money maybe, but you know, eventually it's going to hurt you a lot. One of the fastest ways to sustain your success and build upon your success is to just do amazing work, because that's the kind of work that will fulfill you and energize you and also bring you more people that want to work with you, right? So even if you're, let's say, again, most of you are probably practitioners, you know, coaches, healers, those type of people. Even if you're doing only one-to-one, which is fine, you know, this very moment, I'm only doing one-to-one. I've done groups, I've done, you know, programs, I've done kind of everything. So it's fine, but when you start there, it could be a great way to go. Is that you're really focused on the service, but the fourth thing that's important is, are you charging what it's really worth? You know, you're giving incredible service. You're bringing, you know, and step number three, you know, again, you're bringing incredible service, which means you're bringing all your gifts into it. Okay, so number four, claiming your real value in it all is so vital and so important. So not owning your value, no one else will the way that you do. They'll love it. They'll experience the value, but they can't claim the value for you and pay you more unless you ask for it, right? That's what I'm trying to say. So you have to value your work for what it really is, which in most cases for people that do in-depth services for people is a priceless service. There's all the people I've worked with, whenever I ask, well, what's it really worth? They always say it's priceless. So you can't go wrong by charging more. You really can't. Now, you have to feel connected to that offer. You need to feel like that's right for you right now. But you can't go wrong by charging more, because in this marketplace, it's gotten better, but I would say more people are still charging a little bit less or a lot less than they should be, than people are at the level that they ought to be at in terms of really valuing the service that they provide. You know, as service providers, most of us designed to work 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week, cranking out sessions, but most of us are meant to work probably more in the 30, 40 hour per range or less, or a lot less, and still generate all the impact that we're here to generate. Two people I like to follow, and one of them is my mentor, Mark Allen, and then Eckhart Tolle, who he published him. Again, I always use these people as examples. They work very minimal hours, believe it or not. You think Eckhart Tolle's working constantly. No, he's got a team that's helping to distribute his material, but he's not working that many hours from what I've heard from people that know him more personally. So it's not about, and he's making perhaps the greater contribution than maybe any other spiritual teacher on the planet. So this idea that you need to work all these hours isn't it? You need to own your value and be connected, be in your awakened presence, which we'll go ahead and we'll take that to the next step, right? So as you're owning a value, part of owning your value is to realize who you are and to take the time to root yourself in meditation practices. So, and prayer and gratitude, all these other, but foundationally, do your practices with meditation being primary. So that would be number 5. So are you taking the time to meditate 20 minutes at a crack? Ultimately, you can start less than that and then build up, but you want to get at least 20 minutes of meditation in. It's been my experience through the years. That's like a minimum criteria to get into a deeper and deeper ground of your being as you do it daily, especially. So are you taking those 20 minutes or whatever you want to do, half hour, whatever hours, whatever whatever calls to you, whatever feels true for you right now to be doing, whatever you intuitively feel when you're being in your fullness, like whatever you're willing to say yes to right now, basically, ultimately too, are you willing to do these meditation practices? Because again, this isn't just some spiritual entrepreneur practice that's effective, but sometimes this can be the secret sauce behind other people's success. Now we're seeing more and more videos from other people saying meditation is a key. We've got Oprah, Ray Dalio, and like Ray Dalio, he's an investor guy, right? I mean, he's not, wouldn't be looked at initially as like some spiritual entrepreneur. He says he credits almost all of his success to his meditation practice. And so there are a lot of people I could come up with. If you want me to provide a list, we could maybe go into that someday. But there's a lot of people utilizing meditation so they can be centered, they can be present, they can be in the awake energy and not bombarded by the acrimony of the mind. It wants to split itself in a million directions. Instead, you can be connected and simplify everything in your life and business so that it can have the impact and do things like if it's a business that's meant to have a scale to it, scaling, growing it and scaling in a way that's with leverage and all these words we use. If you want to do that, the foundation is to come from this deeper space, or you will create something that will not be fulfilling and certainly not rocking your sacred purpose. Then my experience is that for the vast majority of us, meditation is absolutely master key and certainly a master key to your awakening for, again, the vast majority of us. There's always going to be someone that says you can do it in other ways, but from everything that I've experienced with people, it makes a huge difference and allows you to deepen your awakening as a foundation. So that's number 5. We can get into some other numbers here, but number 6 is, these are all basic, like, well, do you have your vision, from the meditation? What is the vision? What is the world-changing vision you have for your work? How many people's lives do you want to impact? How do you want to impact their lives? What calls to you that's fun and joyful in the way that you want to impact people's lives? What is natural for you? What is natural for you? You might be afraid to do it, but it would be natural once you started doing it because it's a passion of yours. It's something you'd love to do. like for me, with this COVID era, I don't feel so like there's such opportunities maybe right now at the moment of this recording, but I'd love to get to where I'm doing more in-person speaking again and getting on those stages once again in front of more and more people. So that's part of the growth and development I want to see in my business and other things, right? So where are you called where maybe you haven't gone yet that you can, go to your next step? Because when you see your world changing vision and you think about where you want to, like what would be the ultimate vision, like, oh, I fulfilled my total purpose, my dying day, here's where I am, sort of thing. When you look at that, you can just sort of tune in and backward plan, do a backwards planning process. Reverse engineering, is another way of putting it. And you could just say, okay, well, what happened just before I hit the ultimate? And then what happened just before that? And chunk it all the way down to where you sit today. And then what's your very next step? That is one of many methods and ways you can do things, but it can be helpful. I've haven't done that exercise in a long time, to be honest with you, but it can be an exercise that when you do it just as an exercise rather than like, this is exactly what I'm going to do, it can at least point you in the direction and start to build the connective energy for it to happen. And usually most people's visions that would be listening to this show is where you're looking to reach, lots of people, maybe millions of people making millions of dollars. And so you'll be connected to that vision and you'll get a sense of the steps in the order and priorities. So that's one way to do it. There's other ways, but that's the way I think for people that might be listening could be very helpful as a starting point. From that place is, there's a seventh step for you today is when you're looking at those very next steps is just to start taking them. Realize that manifesting the millions is a matter of just taking one present moment at a time, one connected moment at a time. Here's the principle. You always know your one next step. I said, wait a minute, I don't know. Yes, you do. But I don't know what, yes, you do. You know what to do. In this moment right now, when you allow yourself to be connected to what you know to be true is your next step, you know what it is. All you have to do is close your eyes, take a deep breath, just connect and ask, what's my one next step right now in my business? You'll get an answer every single time, or you have a sense of it. It could be the simplest thing, right? Okay, check my emails. Okay, whatever. Okay, what's your next step now? Okay, do this. Okay, do that. Okay. And sometimes it can be helpful to frame it. When I'm being a multimillionaire entrepreneur, what's my one next step right now? Like just even do that one practice could help you to manifest, your greatest purpose and the millions you desire. It's so simple. It's so easy. It's so effortless, really. Now, where it gets complicated is when you try to worry about who you are and do I measure up based on my past? Do I have enough credentials or background or savvy to be able to do this? And then all those ideas, am I smart enough to do that? Blah, blah, blah. And then we also got, am I extroverted enough? Am I, whatever qualities you think you're lacking. And then you also have like future projection. Okay, how's that going to work out? Can I handle it? Blah, 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 safety. So when you just take everything one present moment at a time, there is no concern because you're in the moment. You're in the moment, and yet you're asking exactly the right question. What's my very next step right now? And you'll get it. And if you only do this one thing, this step 7, it could be everything you need. Okay, and I'd love to hear from you guys. When you manifest your multi-millions, if you just do this one thing, all right, you'll always know your one next step. All right. Okay, so that's a real big key right there. And then, there's so many more keys, but for today's show, I'm going to keep it to only so many. I'm going to get to the 8th step in just a second, which will be probably the last, one for today. But I want to tell you guys how not, what are the things not to be doing? What are the things not to be doing to manifest, how to manifest the millions or rock your sacred purpose? Okay. Way not to do it is to just, kind of just fly by the seat of your pants, not tune in and just do whatever you feel like doing. That's not, just your general feelings about what to do will probably keep you watching senseless videos all day and consuming and learning different things that are just interesting to you and don't lead you to any kind of impact or fulfillment with your work. So that's one way not to do it. Another way not to do it is to constantly have poverty thoughts. So this is kind of giving you the other steps, but I'm not going to add up the steps. So clear all your poverty thoughts. Don't focus so much on like, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to do, no, that's not rocking your sacred purpose. I don't know if I can do it, but I hope so. I hope so, but I don't know, but I hope so. No, that's not going to work either. But if you get still and you get centered and you continue to just barely kind of put your attention, but put it clearly in your energy, what you just desire to manifest in the here and now, and ultimately it will manifest. I don't know when, I don't know exactly how it all manifests, but you keep taking one step at a time, it will manifest. So let the money be light and easy rather than this hard, I'm trying to achieve it focus. That keeps it from you often. Or if you manifest again, you'll do it with incredible stress. You'll be in a stress cycle that you can't get out of. And it could become addictive for a while, but eventually you just won't be able to do it anymore in most cases. So take it easy, just feel your center and move from your center, okay? How else not to do it? Try to please everybody in the world. Try to water yourself down to be appeasing and please everyone and serve everyone that you just have sympathy for in your heart. Can't do that in business. You can't do that with rocking your greatest purpose in the world, your sacred purpose. So what you need to do instead is focus in on being as clear and focused on who you're meant to serve, and kind of go for the jugular for the specifics of who you want to serve, and let go of everything else. Let go of everyone else. In other words, don't focus on serving them anymore. Sometimes it's best just to totally just no more at all of any of those things they used to do. Okay, but I can kind of help them still at the same time. No, you can't keep helping them anymore. You need to help the people you need help now, your new tribe or the people you're spent to help in your business in the first place. Make sure you're clear on that. Make sure you know your offers. Don't just charge per hour and then hope people will continue sessions. Have packages, have programs. Do not proceed until you have firm premium offers in your business, that you have a strong brand in your business. So no like skipping that step. Make sure you have something that's a resonant brand for you, a strong brand that very much help you. And there's so many more, right? But those are just a few I want to share today. And definitely you need to share all of yourself in your business, all your passions, all your gifts, integrate those into your business as much as possible. So no sidestepping that and just being in your head about what you think you should do, okay? Anyway, so that would be a whole lot more steps we could have put in together. I'm saying, like, cover a bunch of stuff all at once. One of the number one keys is to make sure you get the help and support that you need. Step number 8 that I'll give for today. Okay, so you already are in the mindset and the container. We manifest through the questions we're asking. So if you're constantly, how am I already a multimillionaire and what's my next step then? Things like that, like, you're always in the frame of being that multimillionaire. You will manifest it. Everybody thinks it needs to be complicated. Oh my God, you didn't even talk about a business plan or all these in-depth, detailed things. They'll come to you. If you need a business plan, you'll know it. It'll come to you. You'll know it. You need help. Even if you're a solopreneur, which a lot of you probably are, you need a certain amount of help to take care of things. Most of you probably work online. You need the VA, okay? I'm going to say it again. You've heard it from many others probably. You need the VA. You need a virtual assistant. You need someone to help you getting your stuff online, taking care of things that are, below your pay grade, I guess is what I want to say. It's not that you're too big to be able to do such things, just not appropriate. Give it to someone who loves doing those things and pay them appropriately, right? Whatever that is, get the coaching, get the support, get the healing support you need, whatever it is, get the support. What support do I need? Ask yourself right now, what support do I need? Keep asking each step, and strike while the iron's hot. Do things in the rhythm and timing, which would be a whole nother step in this system, but like do things in the rhythm and timing that is right for you based on your inner guidance, however you access that. Okay. So whether it's in your gut, your heart, your sacral chakra, or use muscle testing, whatever, however you want to do it, it's a whole nother subject, but know your truth and do it in the time. You might get a yes, do this, but the timing needs to be right too. Don't just do things just to do them. Make sure that the timing is right, because there is a rhythm and timing for things. Okay. So watch for people that can support you in your business as partners, as JV partners, as affiliates, as coaches, as support people in your business, all different levels. How can I get more support? How can I support myself? One of the things I didn't mention in the 8 steps is taking care of yourself. I kind of did with the meditation and stuff. That's part of it, but like, how can you, are you taking care of yourself? Most people are doing better financially, tend to have higher fitness standards for their health. Not always, there's plenty of counterexamples, but on average, it is true that they tend to have better fitness and they have more rigorous fitness protocols. So self-care protocols, especially again, if we're talking about rocking your sacred purpose, but get the help you need to make sure you're accountable to yourself. If you need that help, I think we all can use a little bit of that help from time to time, if not regularly, all the time. And make sure you're hanging out with people that have already accomplished what you're looking for, already created those 7-figure businesses or 8-figure business, whatever it is that you're shooting for, or even a multi-6-figure business, if you want to scale up over time and make your millions over time, not necessarily per year millions, right? So anyway, folks, I just wanted to, sometimes I like to just do some practical stuff here, just to give some practical grounding. I find myself when I listen to other people, just hearing these things, that they're reminders, that they're tremendous for me. There's so many other tactical things you can do if you've got a coaching and healing business, offering, again, those high ticket programs. I mentioned that today, and making sure that have that in it's part of your offerings, if it's not even just exclusively a high ticket business, because if you're not charging thousands of dollars for something, then you have to serve a whole lot of people, which is fine, but most of us aren't ready to do that right off, right away, and it takes a while before you can build that up sometimes. And I do have master keys for doing that too. Here's a bonus item. Make sure you connect into the networks of people that are already reaching millions or reaching lots of people, and make sure you find a way to connect with them and allow them to come into your sphere, to bring people into your sphere. So in other words, if you're building something, you want to launch a book, make sure they get involved with it and promote it. If you're doing a YouTube channel, make sure you bring them into it so that they'll want to be a part of it somehow. Maybe you can interview them or something, and they'll promote it. There's so many different ways, but when you bring these people, there's more and more secrets around doing all these things that I'd love to share with you at some point. So anyway, if you're enjoying everything that I'm sharing today and you would love more intuitive guidance and energetic guidance to help you dial everything in, you just want more wisdom and support and guidance and mentorship as someone that has, made millions in this sphere, myself already, then feel free to reach out to me. You can do so at yoursacredpurpose.com. Take advantage of the application there. If you're feeling the calling to explore support with me and get incredible value through Energy Scan Consultation or Rock Your Sacred Purpose Energy Scan Consultation, in this case, right off my website, go to yoursacredpurpose.com, take advantage of that, okay? That's very simple, very simple. So it doesn't cost you a thing to do that, all right? So follow your guidance on that one way or the other. The other thing is you can go to my Rock Your Sacred Purpose group where I do Facebook Lives every Monday at 3 p.m. to help you awaken to millions. And that's more, I do give some, some of these sorts of things there as well, but I also do energy scanning and channeled messages to help you hear what you need to hear to align with your greatest purpose, to do the rock and work that you're here to do, and do it making lots of money. So go ahead and go to Rock Your Sacred Purpose Facebook group and join us there as well. Okay. So anyway, so that's what I have to share for today. Just know that by just saying yes to what you know is true for you, that this is a reality that is inevitable for you when you say yes to it and you follow the steps that have been given to you today. You just take extensive notes of everything I said today. You actually just implement exactly what I've said today. That alone is, I promise you will do so much to help you to manifest it all. And it actually within all those steps will bring you everything else that I didn't talk about. It'll give you everything you need to manifest those millions. So make sure that you re-listen to it and take the notes. I've been at this a long time, worked with a lot of people, and including millionaires and whatnot, and hung out with a lot of people that have had a lot of success too. So when I tell you that this is for the kind of depth of fulfillment that you're looking for and rocking your sacred purpose, and the millions are in it, this is the way. So anyway, I'm grateful to share this with you. If you like this, please do subscribe to the channel and like this. If you'd like to be notified of my future videos, go ahead and get the ding bell button selected as well. So, all right, everybody, I'm grateful to have shared with you. As I always say, keep on tuning in. We'll keep on rocking it here at Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. Much love. Until the next time.
For listening to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. Stay tuned for our next upcoming new episodes each Wednesday and Saturday. Please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review to help us to serve you best. As a reminder, you can get your free Meditate and Make Money meditation at www.yoursacredpurpose.com to rock your sacred purpose. Goodbye for now, everybody.